If you know me as YogaMo and you come to one of my classes and you're enjoying it, that makes me proud and so grateful, because I absolutely adore teaching yoga. Why have I started teaching yoga? Well, I've done yoga all my life since I was 18, more or less. But in the last kind of 10 years, I've really wanted to teach. Also in the last 10 years, I've been really, really struggling. Struggling with my job in the NHS, struggling with anxiety, struggling with stress. Both my children had undiagnosed ADHD at the time, and were having a really tough time in school, primary initially, and then very traumatic times, both of them in secondary school. And we've just got our second child through secondary school. And the pain and anguish that we've all gone through, and especially they've gone through because they're the ones with a neurodivergency, is unbelievable. And it's one of the things I do want to work on and with using my yoga. But that's all in good time. You can't do everything. Rome wasn't built in a day. But what I have done is I set up my classes just before the pandemic, and I qualified just after the pandemic started. But that didn't deter me. I worked in the NHS, which I still do. I helped out with the pandemic in research capacity. And then I went to teaching yoga online, and I did some of it in between my work. But I was missing the physical contact, meeting and the relationships you build with people and how you see them improve their lives mentally, physically, emotionally, and just spiritually as well through just the practice of yoga. So as soon as I could, which was in September last year, I went back to teaching yoga in physical classes. And it's July now, as I said. We had a full moon last night, and I just wanted a tiny little recap to tell you how much I've done. So the physical classes are going well in a lovely place called Mason Coed in Cardiff. I want to do more. One of my ambitions was always to work with the elderly, people who have fear of mobility issues, or loss of confidence, other things going on. So that is an ambition, and that has started. I'm now working for a charity called Action for Elderly, and I'm very proud of this, and that's only going to grow. The other thing I've done, obviously, is we started the classes and just building up my business, because I really do want to leave the NHS in time and do yoga full time when it's financially viable. The other thing I always wanted to do was a retreat, but again, massive fear. But this year in May, I held my first retreat in a beautiful place called Insole Court. Again, magic. It just felt so right. The feedback was brilliant, which I must share. I haven't done anything about sharing that feedback yet. And I'm doing my next one in September. And I hope also to do one before Christmas, because I think Christmas is a hard time for a lot of people. A lot of stress, etc., and a lot of family pressures. It's a good time, but it's also a hard time. What are my ambitions for next year? Well, I need to, it's a lot of work being a one-woman business. So I'm going to smarten up my business. I'm going to figure out an online booking system. I'm going to figure out how to keep all my followers together with it, so we can interact and learn from each other. I might embark on doing more online. I think I should. I think people can't get to class, and you never know what's going on with COVID or what the next thing is on the horizon in terms of limitations to us getting to physical classes. So I need, and I want to be accessible to as many people as possible. I would love to work with the NHS staff from a wellbeing point of view and the HR and an occupational health point of view. I also really, really do want to work with more patients and things like that. And also with any person of any age with a neurodivergency or any gender. I think we've a lot of issues about various genders who are not represented. Also, I'm going through the menopause. That's been really tough this year. I've had my own struggles for the first 6 months of the year. Really, really tough time, which affected my mental health quite significantly. That seems to be settling down at the moment, touch wood, touch the hormones. But that's another thing in my toolbox again, learned experience, lived experience, and then share that knowledge and my coping mechanisms, however yoga has helped me do that. So I think that's enough actually for this little chat. Yeah, this is the beginning of a massive, massive new career for Mo. And I am grateful to the universe for providing it. I'm grateful to all you followers for following me and all the help I've had along the way. You know who you are, but you'll get special mentions individually as well in another forum. And just keeping an eye on what I'm up to, and see you out there somewhere, either online or in the classes or on one of these platforms that I'm trying to get to grips with. And in the meantime, don't forget to breathe. And on that, I'm going to just take a deep breath. Namaste, everybody.